There are four things that I did that people give me credit for that were unique. First thing I did was I gave people back their pride of being New Yorkers. They were very dejected, and I made them feel better that there was somebody in charge. They were ashamed of what had taken place under Abe Beam and John Lindsay. Pride, very important, because people were moving out. And once the rich move and then the middle class moves, the only people left are the poor because they can't move. And the services aren't there. It becomes, I always use the illustration of Detroit or Newark across in New Jersey. Not enough revenues to provide the services that are needed. And that would have happened here. So pride, I gave back pride. Second thing, I rebuilt the Bronx in particular. I took all the empty buildings and with city monies, rebuilt them and then rented them at affordable rents. I say the Bronx, we did it elsewhere as well, but the Bronx had the most abandoned buildings that were eyesores. Cost $100,000 an apartment to rebuild. And then you rented it at, generally speaking, 30% of what a family earned, 30%. And if they didn't earn anything, then welfare picked up their rent. And then, so pride, housing, I balanced the budget, which meant that we once again were in charge of our own lives. And four, I changed the selection of judges in the city. The mayor appoints criminal court judges and family court judges. And in my 12 years, I appointed 140 judges. And I removed all politics from the selection. Everybody acknowledges that. It's a system that never existed before, where committees found people to run for office. I didn't select them. And they gave me 3 appointees for each open slot, and I'd interview the 3, and I'd appoint one of the 3. That's called a non-patronage judicial selection system, which doesn't exist in many places. So those are the 4 things that I did I'm most proud of.
Well, specifically, how did you balance the budget? Like, what were the changes?
Well,
that
there are only a few ways you balance the budget. You either cut expenses or you reduce your spending, or you increase revenues. That means normally taxes. Mostly you do both. And that's what I did. Nobody likes taxes, and people scream, but you have to provide services, and it can't be done without revenues. But I did it, and I pledged that certain taxes would only be increased for 2 or 3 years. My recollection is a special tax on telephones. And then at the end, surprisingly, I removed the tax. And nobody thought it would be removed. Because once the tax is imposed, it goes on forever, most people think. So we kept our promises. Anything else?
Like, what services did you cut that?
Well, we cut across the board. I can't tell you, well, I'll give you one illustration. It's a very small illustration. It came to my attention. There were 30 athletic instructors teaching kids how to play basketball. It's very nice.
Yeah.
But you can't afford it if you don't have money.
That's true.
So, I said, get him off the payroll. And the union leader, Victor Gottbaum, said, give me 30 days. What's up?
Just want to tell you it's almost 10 to 4.
Oh, good. Okay, we have 5 more minutes and I gotta go.
Okay.
Victor Gottbaum was a labor leader then. He's now in his late 80s. We remain good friends. And 30 days later, and he came back and he said, I got rid of the basketball instructors. They're now typists. So he put them into a program where they learned to type, and they filled typing programs. You know, and the best of all worlds, you would just get rid of them. But you have to have, if you can help keep somebody working, you should do it. When you take a job away from somebody, you're destroying their lives, particularly when it's in a period when there are no other jobs available. So I thought that was good. I'd hate to have one of them as my secretary, but what else?
Go ahead.
What lessons can we learn from the 70s fiscal crisis and apply to today's economic recession?
Well, the city of New York can never go through that again because we now have laws that say the city may not ever go into a position where it's engaged in deficit spending, money that it doesn't have. And if it does, then the law creates a financial control board which takes over. So a lesson might be, and we have another Buffalo's in that situation. States might look to the law to make sure that mayors don't overspend. And it's what your mother tells you. You can't spend money you don't have.
Yeah.
Okay?